Hey, welcome back to the channel, and we are back with another weekly Wears video. If this is your first time finding my channel, my name is Gerard, and today we are talking about fragrances, more specifically the 7 fragrances that I wore for every day last week. So if that is content that you think you want to see more of, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on bell notifications so you are updated whenever I upload something new. Let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into the list, starting with Sunday. Let me get the bad out of the way about this first fragrance. Doesn't last that long, but this is one of the best smelling cheap fragrances you can get. The scent we are talking about is the OG John Barbados. Now, I know a lot of you guys also enjoy this one. Tamarind, which I used to work with guys at my old job that ate tamarind fruit. And I tried it for the first time at work. Oh man, the stuff in the air is so beautiful. And it's a sweet fruit. It's really nice, delicious. And I pick up that here. It has this really well-balanced sweetness that blends just perfectly with some more masculine notes. You have leather in here. You have spice. You have woods. This is just a beautiful fragrance that I can't stop smelling. I wore this a ton when I first got it, and I would say that this is my favorite John Barbados fragrance. It has to be. There's others that I obviously love that I talk about on this channel, but this smells so damn good that I don't care about the performance lacking. I just spray a little heavier. I have a nice little travel atomizer with this in it, and I fill it and take it with me if I want to re-up wherever I'm going. It's one that I tend to take with me away because it's super versatile. You can wear it in any situation. It's a nice date night fragrance. It's a great office fragrance. It has just everything going on for it. And if you guys have not tried this one yet, you absolutely owe it to yourself to do so. I'm going to link this down below along with every other fragrance on this list that I can find. Of course, there is one discontinued scent on this list that we will get to later. John Barbados, the OG, just a stunning fragrance. Try it. This scent that I reached for on Monday is really slept on, in my opinion. The most slept on from this line, scent we're talking about, is Givenchy Gentleman EDT. And this one has a really nice iris note. And obviously iris is sort of a staple of this line of fragrances, but I love how it's used here. It's just really, it's not overpowering. It's very light iris. You still get a lot of freshness here. It is a bit powdery, so you have to like that. But there's a fruitiness, there's a sweetness. It's really clean smelling and has a lavender note in here. Just, oh man, I don't know what it is about this particular one. I think it's the freshest take in the line, but also still having some versatility to it. So it's not just a daytime fragrance. I would wear this out on a hot summer night as well, and it's gonna work perfectly. You could wear something like this on date night. Obviously, there's others in the line that are more geared towards colder weather. So this is going to work in the office. This is going to also work out at night, and it's going to work dressed up. It's going to work casually. Another one that suffers a bit from a performance standpoint, however, I'm not afraid to spray this one a little heavier. You don't have to worry about offending anyone around you. It's just incredible stuff. You get a little bit of a creamy vanilla note as well, kind of smoothing this out, making it very velvety to my nose. Really nice scent, and would love to know if any of you guys actually enjoy this one, because I know all the others in the line get the hype. This one is absolutely slept on. Givenchy Gentleman EDT. This next one is definitely my kid's favorite bottle in my collection. Scent we are talking about is Moschino's Toy Boy. And I found that I hadn't reached for this in a while, and I'm really glad I did on the day I wore it, because it was just one of those days that it was really hot outside. Great atomizer on this, by the way. And I wanted something different. And the first time I put my nose on this one, it's the word that comes to mind, different, super unique, has a lot of clove and spice here, along with some rose and musks. And, you know, some guys will say this smells like a grandmother, and I'm not, you know, gonna deny that in a weird way, at least when I first smelled it. But then as I wore it more, it became more complex to my nose, and I always describe this one as having a really watery rose note to it that I enjoy quite a bit. And there are masculine nuances to this as well. So yes, could it be a unisex fragrance? Probably. But this is one that I'm not afraid to wear. And on my skin, it does come across as masculine. But I can see why someone might think this is a little too feminine, or for me, it's not that. So I don't get too worked up over that, but I think this is a beautiful fragrance. The other thing to mention here is the pear note adds this really nice fruitiness up top. You have some amber notes here, really bringing the whole fragrance together. And you pretty much can get this for under $40 in most places, and it's a great performer. So it really checks all the boxes for me. Overall uniqueness, great performance, and it's not going to break the bank. Moschino's Toy Boy. Now, earlier I told you about a discontinued fragrance that is really hard to find. However, this stuff, wow, scent we are talking about is Extraordinary Rocco Barocco. And this, guys, is basically a better version, in my opinion, of JPG's La Mal, the original. You have saffron here. You have mint, you have vanilla, you have this richness closer to the original formulation of La Mal than current day formulations are. So if you can find a bottle of this and you're a fan of La Mal, you know, they don't smell one for one, but it is definitely going to remind you of that scent. This is a better version of it. And I got this for $10 at a Burlington. For a while, they had been popping up there. Now, these are going for hundreds. Probably on eBay, at least at one point they were. Is it worth $100? I mean, once you smell it, it might be. It's just really incredible. I get great performance here. Just the richness is stunning. It's just a more concentrated version of La Mal. Better performing, better smelling overall. I love it. Man, one of those ones that I think if you can get your hands on for a decent price, say under $100, this is one that you definitely want to try, especially if you are a fan of La Mal. Extraordinary Rocco Barocco. Another super cheap fragrance that is incredible, scent we are talking about, is Azzaro Pour Homme Nighttime. And this, to me, is one of the best barbershop fragrances in my collection. Another one that was sub $15 when I bought it. Sucky atomizer, terrible. But if you just spray a little more on, you're going to be covered. It has that old school barbershop vibe, very masculine smelling, not going to be for everyone. But what sets this one apart from most old school feeling masculine barbershop fragrances, fougere fragrances, is the rhubarb in here. It's a very earthy, photorealistic rhubarb note. It smells like you pulled it from the ground. There's earthy soil. There is the just fresh vegetation that you're pulling out of the ground. I get that in the opening here, and it's stunning, and it's a twist to your average fougere fragrance. Then along with that, you get the shave foam feel, a little bit metallic and masculine. This is going to be ideal for a guy who's kind of old soul and likes, you know, maybe the nicer things in life, but doesn't really want to draw a ton of attention with their fragrance. So classy, put together, super masculine, and one that you can reach for any time of year for any situation. It's that versatile. Azzaro Pour Homme Nighttime. So if you guys have not watched my most recent rack store pickup, go watch that one. Look, I'll cut to the chase. I was disappointed with this fragrance. Scent we are talking about is Kayad Al Farsan from Lattafa. And this is one of the more hyped Middle Eastern fragrances. It is super cheap. I think I paid like $25 for it, or $20, actually $19.99 from Burlington. And some of you guys have paid even less. I think I linked it for like $17. So terrible atomizer. My wife actually really liked this one. I do appreciate the magnetic cap. My wife. I'm going to show you a clip that should have been in that video. Let's jump to the clip. Guys, quick update after filming. I just let my wife smell it off of my hand. She actually likes this. So not really sure what to do with that info, because This doesn't happen often that I absolutely dislike something and she actually likes it. So she said it was a little bit nostalgic for her, that it reminded her slightly of like an Abercrombie fragrance. So I don't know, guys. I'm going to wear this a little more and see if it grows on me. But right now, I'm not crazy about it. My wife actually likes it. I thought it was important for you guys to know that. So that was filmed right after I finished wrapping up filming the rack store video. So she likes it, and she lit up like a Christmas tree when I let her smell it off of me. She said it was, as I said, a little bit nostalgic, reminded her of something from Abercrombie. But what I think is happening here, for me personally, is that I'm smelling something different than what everybody else is smelling that loves this scent. Some of you guys do not like this scent. Some of you have had the same experience as I had when I initially tried it. Bottom line is, go watch that video to get a more sort of first sniff reaction from me. But overall, it was really synthetic. I wasn't picking up the pineapple, which I was looking forward to because everyone said it's like opening a can of Dole pineapple. And I love pineapple. It's one of my favorite notes in perfume. But this one, I just wasn't getting it. And then that combined with the syntheticness of it, and yes, the hype. Obviously, I was looking forward to this fragrance. A lot of you guys mentioned it. I've seen it talked about. So when it didn't even come close to that hype, it just left me wondering what the hell this thing is all about. Now, what I will say is I'm going to give this another shot. I'm going to continue to spray it, let it sit on my shelf, and maceration is a real thing, especially with these Middle Eastern fragrances. So let's see. I've been wrong before. I've changed my mind on fragrances, and I'm hoping that's the case with Kayed El Farsan from Lattafa. Finally, on Saturday, I had an open house to do. Again, 90 plus degrees in the Boston area. I wanted something light, refreshing, uplifting, mass appealing, easy to like, and professional. This is the one I thought of. The scent we were talking about is Bohemian Lime from Goldfield and Banks. And I actually picked this one up on a recommendation from you guys, and I'm so happy that I did because I absolutely love this fragrance. Nice atomizer, but the real story here is the mouth-watering citrus. That finger lime in here is just incredible. Really authentic smelling, really juicy, just mouth-watering citrus. There's also a lot of woods in here. I believe there's cashmere, and so I definitely get this sort of musky, synthetic feel, but in a good way. So it lasts a long time for a fresh scent, which isn't the case a lot of times for, well, I shouldn't say fresh, a citrusy fragrance. There is some freshness here, but it's more dynamic and complex than that for me. Yes, it's a citrusy fragrance, but it has other things going on, which I love. So as this dries down a bit, it does get a little musky and a little more cologne vibe. Like you could wear this out at night. Like this is going to grab a little bit of attention. It's not just a really citrusy fragrance that you put on in high heat and it's gone in like 10 minutes. This is much more complex, really good performance, and one of my favorite uplifting citrus fragrances that I own. So, man, definitely try this one. I want to get more into the house of Goldfield and Banks, try other things. I have Silky Woods. Love that one. That's more of a cold weather scent. There's a ginger one that you guys mentioned. I definitely want to look into that. Bohemian Lime from Goldfield and Banks. That's it, guys. All 7 fragrances that I wore last week. I would say that for the most part, a lot of these fragrances that I talked about are inexpensive, with the exception of the Rocco Barocco discontinued scent and the Goldfield and Banks, and have something unique about them. I wish I liked the Kayed El Farsan more. I'm going to give that more time. As always, drop in the comment section down below what your weekly rotation was. I always love hearing what you guys are wearing. But if you like what you saw today, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Hit that bell notification so you are updated whenever I upload new content. But until then, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next video.